Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit.
Shalawam, shalawam, family. Shalawam, Ahchwathyam. Shalawam. Come on in, come on in, come on in with your beautiful royal self. Come on in, come on in. How are we doing today? How are we doing today? Sister Crystal is here. Shalawam, sis. Shalawam. Shalawam. So good to see you. So good to see you. Shalawam. Come on in. Please, please, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for me. If you haven't already done so, come on in. Yes, please hit that like button. Hit that like button right now if you haven't already done so. The likes have been down. The views are up, but the likes are down. So please, please, please give me that thumbs up. Give me that thumbs up right now before you forget. Zion, Althea is here. Shalawam, sisters. So good to see you all. As you come in, just drop a comment or a hi, a shalom, shalawam in the comment box there. Let me know that you are here. So if you haven't already done so, let me know that you are here, sisters. Let me know that you are here. Come on in. Come on in. Let's see. Anyone else showed up yet? Okay, let us just go ahead and get started. Let's get this Shebrew Royalty party started. Let us do that. So before I go any further, as we do every single Sunday, this is nothing new. We give a praise to the Almighty, AHAYAH. I am that I am, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews. In the name of His Son YASHAYA HaMashiach, or or as the world knows him as Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, Warawak. So, yes, a huge shout out, a huge praise for bringing us back another Sunday. Another Sunday. We made it through a week. Praise the Most High. We made it through that week, and we are back. We are back. I am your hostess, Paula Yakata, a voice of reason and justice. And I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today. I humbly thank you. Thank you so much. So talk to me. How was your week? How was your week? Talk to me. Drop something in the comment box. Let me know. How was your week? Matter of fact, how was your Shabbat? And how was your feast of memorial blowing of the trumpet? How was your feast day? Oh my gosh, we had such an amazing Sabbath, an amazing feast day. And when I say a feast day, we feasted. We feasted spiritually, we feasted mentally, emotionally, spiritually, most importantly, the spiritual side. Oh, yes, we did that. It was amazing. The food, oh my goodness, the lesson, the entertainment, all of that was all of that. Okay? So it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So welcome to September. Welcome to September. Welcome to August. Wow. This year is just moving right along, isn't it? Isn't this year just moving right along? Sister Althea says, great week. Sister Ahchwathyam says, Shalawam sisters. The feast, let me read here. Feast day was so beautiful. Khan, yes, it was. It was absolutely beautiful, sis. Yes, it was. I agree. I'm telling you, these feast days are just amazing. Yeah, so let's get these disclaimers out of the way because we have an incredible show, another incredible show lined up for tonight. So let us get these disclaimers and everything out of the way. So before moving forward in this discussion, let me make this disclaimer. Tea time with Hebrew royalty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. We get it, we understand, and it's okay. But if you happen to come upon this channel for the first time and you don't agree with our lifestyle or beliefs, that's okay too. I encourage you to continue to search YouTube until you find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. But if you're not quite sure, you may just want to stick around because tea time with Sheba royalty may just, you may just acquire a taste for what we have going on over here. So anyhow, you owe that to yourself to keep searching until you find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. But in the meantime, please do not leave any insults or derogatory comments in the chat box, because that would be distasteful, right? So we really appreciate it, and we absolutely thank you in advance. So Sister Jean is here. Let's see, Sister Jean. She said, Shalawam, my beautiful sister. Shalawam, my beautiful sister. Back to you. Sister Johnny is here. Shalawam, Sister Paula, and beautiful Shebrews. Hi, Sister Johnny. Shalom. Yes, we are here. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and certified functional nutrition professional and health and wellness coach, and we'll be delving into topics of health and wellness on my broadcast. We will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. So if you're experiencing any medical problems whatsoever, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are those of myself and my guests, and not that of any particular church or organization. One more thing, if you would like to be a guest on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, please send me an email to shebrewroyaltybiz@gmail.com. And I am going to put that email address on a banner here for you. There you go, shebrewroyaltybiz@gmail.com. Include a brief description of your business, your product or service that you provide, or a topic that you are interested in co-hosting. I would love to hear from you and brainstorm on how we can collaborate to help heal and strengthen Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, which will ultimately contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. So once again, there's my email address, shebrewroyaltybiz@gmail.com. Jot it down. And don't forget to send me an email. All right. Awesome, awesome. Who is here? Who else is here? Let's see. Who else is here? Come on in. Come on in. I know that because this is a double Sabbath, quite a few of the sisters are, some of the churches are having other events today. So I know some of the sisters mentioned that they're, at church function today. So I get it. I understand that. So, but those of us that are here, and if you know someone that planned to be here and you're not quite sure if they're here right now, just go ahead and send them a text. Let them know that we are live. All right, because we are about to really get started on this incredible show tonight. So before we do that, let's get into this video, My Guardian Doc. Let me show this video here, and this is one of my sponsors. So give me just a minute. Let me get my Guardian Doc up here for you.
Unexpected curveballs. When it comes to your family's health, you need someone in your corner. Introducing My Guardian Doc. Your virtual medicine program provides compassionate medical guidance and world-class care around the clock. Within minutes, talk to a licensed physician. We are My Guardian Doc. All our doctors are guided by our Patient Safety and Care Equity Council, whose mission is to ensure you receive safe and equitable care. For just $27 per month, your entire household gains access to a team of dedicated medical professionals. Whether it's just sniffles or sneezes, medication refills, or a question about diagnosis or treatment, or the need to speak to a behavioral health specialist in the privacy of your home, no concern is too big or too small. My Guardian Doc is here to help you. No surprise fees, no hidden costs, just quality care when you need it most. With My Guardian Doc, for just $27 per month, your entire household's associated benefits include immediately lower micromort count, which is your 1 in a million chance of dying, on-demand access to doctors, reduce healthcare costs, improve healthcare outcomes, decreased visits to the hospital or emergency room, increase your lifespan, and gain peace of mind knowing your family's health is always protected. From urgent care, primary care, medical guidance, prescription discounts, hospital bill negotiation, and much more, My Guardian Doc is here for you every step of the way. Millions of people have expressed a need for My Guardian Doc. Join the fastest growing subscription service. Visit myguardiandoc.com to subscribe today, because your family's health deserves the best.
So for more information, please visit the website, myguardian.com. And to sign up for coverage, you can find the subscription link for Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty viewers in the description box just below this video. All right, let us move on. Let us move on. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Please, please, please. I hope that you are wearing your favorite turban, tee, tunic, or dress. And that being said, let's sip some tea and have healthy talk. Let's get this royal tea party started. So, sisters, talk to me, talk to me. You know, I'm going to ask you, what is your cup of tea? You know that that is the question of the night. What is your cup of tea tonight? Talk to me. Yes, let me know. What are you sipping on? And it may not be tea. It may be water. It may be some kind of a tonic, juice. You know, talk to me. What are you sipping on tonight? Let's see who's here. Sister Zion, my friend Zion is here. Shalawam says Sister Lillian is here. Shalawam. Let's talk tea. Let's talk tea. Well, I am not having tea tonight. My drink or tonic of choice tonight is sorrel. It's sorrel. Sister Althea says lemonade. All right. What kind of lemonade? Is it flavored? Is it just lemonade, or is it strawberry lemonade, kiwi lemonade? I really like experimenting with my lemonades. So tell me, what kind of lemonade is it? I am having sorrel. Let me, oh, look at this big glass right here. This stuff is delish. As a matter of fact, this is a very well-known drink if you are from anywhere in the Caribbean, right? So I grew up drinking sorrel, especially during the holidays, like, you know, like Christmas. Most of us celebrated Christmas at some point. So I grew up, you know, in the Virgin Islands from the West Indies, and this was our Christmas drink. And it is, oh my goodness, this stuff is just delicious, and it's also healthy. It's not just delicious, but it's also healthy, right? But because I don't celebrate Christmas anymore, doesn't mean that I have to forego the incredible benefits of this tasty drink, sorrel. As a matter of fact, I made this for our feast day yesterday. I made some sorrel and I made some ginger beer for the feast day yesterday. And I must say they were both a hit. They were both a hit. Anyhow, just gonna sit there, put this back over here, and I'm going to show you a video. And this video is called "Is Sorrel Good for You? What can sorrel do to your body?" And this video is by LL&H Audrey Wade. Ginger. I love the ginger juice. The ginger beer, my dear. My dear, it is called ginger beer, although there's no alcohol in it. But that's what we call it. And let's see who else is here and what are the health benefits. This you're about to find out right now. Sister Crystal said Ujito green tea. Send me some. Sister Lillian says it's delicious. Yes. Sister Johnny is having iced tea with lemon. Okay. How is it made? The sorrel. That's an ancient Benjamin secret. That's an ancient Benjamin secret, how to make the sorry. Anyhow, maybe one day, Sister Lillian, maybe one day I will share my secret with you. We shall see. Sister Lillian said it was so good. It really is. I love making sorrow. I love making sorrow. And the reason is because when people drink it, I just see the joy, the happiness, because it's like a burst of all these happy flavors in your mouth. It's just incredible. It's yes. So anyhow, like I said, let us look at the incredible benefits. Is sorrow good for you? Let's find out. Let us find out. All right.
Sorrel, 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 sorrel. Today's video, lovelies, is going to be all about sorrel. Growing up in Jamaica, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot have a Christmas without some good old sorrel. I personally would call sorrel a traditional Christmas fruit because no matter where you go, you will always find sorrel somewhere, or you'll always find sorrel in something when it comes to Christmas season. We use sorrel to make cake, juice, jams, tea, and even cookies. But the question is sorrel good for you? Let's find out together. So, before I go any further, let me clear the air and also confusions. All right. So, some of you might know this vegetable as sorrel. Well, yes, it is called sorrel, but the sorrel we're talking about is a roselle sorrel. That is also known as hibiscus sorrel. So don't confuse the romex acetora sorrel with the roselle sorrel that we're going to talk about. All right. Now let's get into knowing if sorrel is good for us. Based on researches, lovelies, it is concluded that sorrel can prevent cancer cells from developing. Roselle sorrels are said to have antioxidants and anthocyanins. These nutrients are known to slow cancerous cells growth in the body by inducing apoptosis. If you want blemishing skin, then sorrel is the way to go. In the skincare and the cosmetic industry, roselle sorrel is well known for its anti-aging effects. Based on the antioxidant it produces, sorrel can neutralize the effects of free radicals, then leave the skin beaming with health. Roselle sorrel can also help with losing weight. Roselle sorrels has an acidic acid that causes the digestive system to release more amylates to absorb carbon dioxide and glucose. Because of such, this can aid to weight reduction. Roselle sorrel is good for eyesight. Roselle sorrel has a high amount of vitamin A, and vitamin A is known to keep your cornea clear, among others. When it comes to preventing heart diseases, you definitely need some sorrel. Roselle sorrels aid in keeping the heart healthy, and it also put a stop to the growth of cardiovascular diseases. In addition, due to the high content of antioxidants in sorrel, it helps to reduce harmful cholesterol level in the body that leads to heart diseases. And for us ladies, sorrel is menstrual cramps. Lovelies, when you drink sorrel or extract from sorrel leaves a few days before your period, research shows that it can ease the menstrual cramps. Finding it hard to pass some stools? Roselle sorrel has a high level of magnesium. It is said that magnesium can relieve even the most severe constipation. What it does is to relax the intestinal muscles and attract water to soften the stools for a smoother passing of feces. Sorrel can prevent cold and flu. Rosa sorrel is high in vitamin C, which strengthens the immune system and protects us from cold and flu. It also absorbs iron and increases the body's resilience against infections and viruses. Sorrel can alleviate muscle cramps. Sorrel has a high level of phosphorus that can reduce issues such as muscle weakness, exhaustion, and numbness. Adequate amount of phosphorus in the body keep it active and fit. In addition, lovelies, phosphorus can also prevent sexual weaknesses such as sperm mobility and impotence. Researchers, lovelies, also show that sorrel can help with a healthy pregnancy. Pregnant women are required to consume iron-rich food more than anything else, and sorrel has a high level of such. And finally, Roselle sorrel can treat liver problems. The antioxidants in sorrel helps to protect your body from liver diseases as they act as a neutralizer and neutralize the free radicals that are presently in the body cells and tissues. After all that is said and done, lovelies, do you think sorrel is really good for you? Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, leave your comment down below, and subscribe for more.
All right, and she said, lovely. What do you think? Is sorrel good for you based on what we just heard? Is it good for you? It sounds really good for me. It sounds good and it tastes good, so I think it's a win-win. It's a win-win for sure. Sister Didi is here. Sister Didi says, Shalawam, beautiful Ahchwathyam. Shalawam. I can't hear you now. Sis, you can't hear me? Are you all having a difficult time hearing me? Can we find that fruit here? Is it good? It is good for you. Yes, you can actually find it here. I found it. Oh, you can hear now. Okay. Yes, you can. I found it at it's a shop in the forum. Sister Lillian, there's a shop in the forum. I think it's called Good Stuff. That's the first place that I've been able to find it around here. In California, I found it, there was a Jamaican market really close to me, so that's where I would always buy myself. But there's a shop here in the forum, and like I said, I'm almost certain the name is Good Stuff, and they sell all different kinds of herbs, different loose teas, and they also have the salt there as well. Yes, Good Stuff. Okay, awesome. So like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's jump in. Let us get this royalty party started. I have a favor to ask of you, as I do every week. Please share with your contacts on your social media. I do not have any other social media other than this YouTube channel. So I really appreciate you spreading the word about what we do here every Sunday with other sisters out there. So please, please, please call your sister friends up and let them know what we're doing here on Sundays. And who knows, they may just acquire a taste for what we have to offer, right? That is right. So let us Keep it moving. Welcome to September. Welcome to September. This year is just moving right along so quickly. This year is, oh my gosh, it's almost gone already, right? So welcome to, this is the day of first. So it's the 1st of September. Today is the first Sunday in September. It's the first day of fall according to our Hebrew calendar, right? So welcome to fall. Welcome to September, right? Oh my gosh, this year is moving right along. Moving right along. Oh, who watched last week's show? Who was here for last week's show? Either did you watch it live or did you watch it on the playback? Sister Jeanette, Sister Yapa, and Sister D. Who was here? Wasn't that an incredible show? Oh my goodness, this show was just superb. Those sisters are doing their thing. So a reminder, Sister D's book, the free download for Coin Toss, Let Me Help You Flip Your Finances, Mama. Don't forget to download that book. I think it's the 1st and the 2nd. Yes, the 1st and the 2nd. So you have until tomorrow to download that free copy of the book on Amazon. All right? Please, please, please go and download. And don't forget, after you get the book and after you read it, do a review of the book. Please do a review. Also, for those of you that donated to Sister Yapa for her business, the water, she will be back on the show. I have invited her to come back in a few months just to give us an update of what's going on. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to have all these 3 sisters to come back on and do an update. Give us an update, Sister Jeanette, on her YouTube channel. I noticed that her views has gone up as well. So the water, please share their information. Please share. They are so grateful for the support that they received last week. And I am so grateful to you all as well for showing up and showing out and showing your love and appreciation for them. The water. And if you haven't seen the show yet, please go back and watch last week's show. Like I said, those sisters are just, they're incredible. I'm so proud of them. I really am. That being said, it's showtime, and it's not at the Apollo. It's right here at Tea Time with Hebrew Royalty. So who's ready for another super exciting and impactful show? Who is ready? Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand raise. Come on, raise your hands. Let me know that you're ready for this show. Let's see. Who is here? Good stuff, yes. I can hear now. Sister Lillian said, but they must have it in the powder form. No, they do not, my dear. They do not have sorrow in the powder form. Rock Life said, I was there. Awesome. Live. Come. Praise the Most High. Suzanne said, yes, I was. Jean, it was good. Oh, she has that homemade ginger beer too. Yes. Yes. All the good stuff. All the good stuff. You know, Benjamin, that's how we roll. Tea party started. So tonight's topic, Declutter Your Life, Part 2, Mental and Emotional Detox, is a follow-up to Declutter Your Life that was presented 2 weeks ago. You all remember that show? Who was here for that show? Who was here for Declutter Your Life 2 weeks ago? So tonight we will dig deeper into the root causes of the physical clutter, because last time we focused primarily on the physical clutter that are taking up spaces in our homes, our garage, storage, in our cabinets, and so on and so forth. Right? So tonight we're going to explore how the mental and emotional junk that we carry around from day to day, month to month, year to year, place to place, relationship to relationship, causes emotional and mental toxic buildup, which leads to stress and that vicious cycle of emotional, mental, and physical clutter. So tonight we're going to attack that. Tonight we will embark on a journey that will guide us through the solution, which is a mental and emotional detox. Who's ready to detox? Who is ready for a detox? Who is ready to come clean? Who is ready to come clean and detox? Let's do some mental and emotional detox. But before we jump right in, I have a special guest again. Those of you that were here a few months ago and watched the show on colon hydrotherapy and life coaching, you are familiar with our special guest, Sister Patricia McCoy. She's a colon hydrotherapist and life coach. Let me bring her in so that we can welcome Sister Patricia. Well, she was here a minute ago. It looks like she dropped off. Let me see what's going on. Let me see, she may be having some issues getting in. Nope, she is back. She is back. She is back. Let me get Sister Patricia in here. Shalom says, can you hear me? Shalawam. Shalawam. Oh my goodness,
Yes.
it's so good to see you. So good to see you. Welcome
Likewise.
back. Wada.
Thank you for the invitation.
Of course, of course. You know, it's an open invitation. You can pop in anytime, my sister. But it's so good to have you. So good to have you. What have you been up to since we last saw you?
When I tell you today's topic is timely.
Wow.
You and I have been talking about getting off of the respirator. I've been spending a lot of time focusing on getting off of the respirator.
Oh, amen. Get off that artificial means of respiration and learning to breathe on your own, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Talk to us about that.
I'm sorry.
Talk to us about
I don't know if I'm getting a good connection.
that. Is there a delay? Is there a delay?
Yeah, it almost sounds sporadic on my end. So I'm getting bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's a little choppy. It's a little choppy. Do you want to try going out and coming back in and see what happens?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay.
Let me go out and
Okay.
come back in. Okay.
Okay. All right.
How do I go out?
Well,
How do I get out of here?
How do you get out of here? I'm gonna let you out. Here you go. No, it didn't let you out. Wow. Didn't quite let her out. Just put her in the back there. She's trying to see. Oh, okay, she was able to drop off. Okay. So let us wait for Sister Patricia to come back in. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's always such a great show when we have her here because she's so insightful. And like I said, she's a health and wellness coach. But for those of you that haven't met Sister Patricia previously or haven't seen her on the show, I am going to have her give you just a little bit of her background here. Let's see. Let us see. Okay. How do you How do you think
I
we're
can hear
doing
you
so
good.
far?
I can hear you good now.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I was just talking about this. I was just saying, you know, that you're so insightful and it's always so great to have you on the show. And for those that haven't seen you previously, haven't got to know you, can you just give them a little bit of your background?
Well, I am a colon hydrotherapist, and if you're not familiar with that is just basically self-explanatory, is the cleansing of the colon, and basically is through hydration, uh, where we're hydrating the colon, and then as the body is prepared to expel, then I am the controller of that. And I'm also a holistic health and wellness coach, along with a fitness instructor. So I do what you call extreme hip hop. Some of you know back in the 80s, the Jane Fonda day when they used to do the step aerobics. Well,
Mm-hmm.
now we're doing it to hip hop. Yeah. So that's a little bit, just a little insight of what I do.
Awesome, awesome. And look at how ironic this is, right? Colon hydrotherapy, which is used for detox, right?
It's
It
really,
helps you to
it's really
detox.
good. It does. And it helps to remove, the bad bacteria in our gut flora. So it is a form of detoxification of clearing old fecal matter that's been kind of just stored in the colon. And a lot of times we eliminate or evacuate, but there's many times a person will experience bloating and gas, a lot of gas, which keeps you from completely emptying the colon. And so in those cases is when we go in and hydrate the colon, helping to loosen up any of the old stool that's attached to the walls of your colon. It's it's about a 45-minute session, but it's really great for detoxing. As you're detoxing, the amazing thing about the colon hydrotherapy is you also gain mental clarity because we're removing all the toxic waste, right, from the colon.
And that's what I wanted you to do, was to tie that in, because here you are talking about the detox of the gut, which is the connection to the brain, right?
That's
We
correct.
have that. And tonight we're talking about detoxifying mentally and emotionally, getting rid of all of the waste, getting rid of all of the junk that's clogged, not just in the gut, but now we're talking about clogged in our mental, in our emotions, that's keeping us backed up.
Right. And that's why I told you tonight's topic was timely, very timely. I'm telling you, to the T, sister. And you and I always have these aha moments with the Most High, right? Where we think we're going one direction and he was just like, daughter, he taps us on the shoulder. That's not the direction I want you to go in. And he just kind of throws that little curveball in there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That has been
Absolutely.
happening.
Yeah,
That
and go ahead.
No, I said that has been happening all week long. And little did I know, the more I thought about tonight's topic, it dawned on me like, okay, you go through things you're thinking that it's so it will grow you, but then it's also designed to grow others, and so that we can be a testimony of our faith in the Most High, right?
Exactly, exactly. You know, yesterday in our lesson, we were reminded it's not about you. And so many times we think it's about us when it's really not. It's first of all, it's about the Most High, and then it's also about the purpose that He put us here for. And a lot of time that purpose is for us to use the experiences that we've had and that we continue to have to help others And a lot of times we take things personally. We think, oh my gosh, it's happened to me because it's supposed to hurt me, or no, you're supposed to overcome it. And now your job is to help others that are going through that, to help them to overcome it. So it's not really about you. Get over yourself.
Exactly. And I had a conversation with my sister today, and I mean, there's just been a series of things that have just been hitting me, and I mean emotionally hitting me, just trying to throw me off track, distracting me. And I told my sister today, I said, I feel like all of these things that are coming towards me, of course, you have to, it's just like when we're talking about nutrition and when we're talking about digestion begins in the mouth, right? Where we produce the enzymes. Then it has to go down the esophagus and into the stomach, and we create those digestive juices to break down our food into the small intestine, and then it makes it to the large intestines, and then we expel it. Mm-hmm. Well, I told my sister, I said, oh my goodness, so many things have been hitting me emotionally. I said, but I feel like I'm getting ready to have a bowel movement. There's a release getting ready to take place. And she just got a kick out of that. And so, when I'm coaching, when I'm coaching others, I'm coaching myself. And when we're talking about decluttering, we talk about decluttering the physical, but when we focus on decluttering the mental and the emotional portion of that takes brain work. It's a cleansing process. And if we don't cleanse, just like we're eating, foods that are processed, that are toxic, where our environment might be toxic and we're inhaling those fumes, and the liver gets really congested, and the liver has to work really, really hard to break down all that toxic waste. And before you know it, if you don't expel that situation, then your life becomes toxic. Your thoughts become toxic. Your communication becomes toxic. You know what I mean?
You totally become toxic.
What was that?
I said you become toxic.
You
become toxic.
Exactly. So real quick, I'll share my testimony, and then maybe we can go over a few things about clearing the clutter emotionally and what that looks like, what that feels like, and how to process that. So as we know, I'm glad many of us on here are believers. And so we know the word in action when it talks about how the enemy, the serpent, is seeking whom he may devour. And so he's always making these accusations, right? And the accusations may be true about us, right? But we have a loving God that loves and cares about us and knows that we are covered because we are his. But I'm not going to go into a preachy kind of thing, but I'm saying that about accusations and how I have been attacked with accusations throughout the week. And again, accusations come. I have to decide if I'm going to chew on this information, and if I'm going to digest it, and if I'm going to let that, just resonate or simmer in my body or settle in my body. I have to make the decision of whether how I'm going to process these accusations. Right? And so these accusations have been just like boom, 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 hitting me all this week. And I'm going, what in the world is going on with me? So I'm having to shift back to clearing the clutter. Okay, is that serving me any purpose? Yes or no? Can that fit on my plate? Yes or no? Is this process, is it toxic? Is it good for my body? Yes or no? And so I've been doing the swipe left and swipe right, swipe left, swipe right. Well, today I want to read something very interesting, and it's about the place where I work at. Sis, you and I we've been talking about, this respirator, and I've been a little bit on life support. So
Okay.
there's been a little paycheck. There's been a little paycheck that has been my life support, right?
Right.
That I've been hanging on to. Well,
right. Mm-hmm.
I get a text from my manager, office manager, and listen to these words. In regards to your proposal, the owner needs to digest it for a while. I found that interesting because I had just said, I feel like I'm having, like I'm getting ready to have a bowel movement, like I'm getting ready to expel something. And so she said the owner has to digest it for a while. Okay, so if we talk about emotional digestion, physical digestion, we know that if we don't keep that waste moving, then it's going to sit there, right? It's just going to sit there. And the next thing you know, it's going to start fumigating and it's going to start, you know what I mean? The toxic waste, the fumes are going to start fueling. And the next thing you know, you're dealing with chronic illness, back pains,
right?
Pain. It starts affecting you physically.
Bad
so
breath.
So when this just came today, right? This message just came through today. And I have in the message where what she will do and what she won't do. And so here's the mental mindset that I had to create for myself. Do I want to swallow this information? Do I want to digest it? And if I do, how am I going to digest? What's the process? The message was received. We had a conversation, one-on-one conversation, and I had to decide, do I want to digest this? Do I want this to stay in my system, or do I want to expel it?
The other thing is it nutritious?
Is it nutrition? Right. Is this good for me?
They're good for you.
And being able to recognize and identify, are you being an enabler to make it easy for them, for the situation? Or are you going to be proactive? Are you going to be assertive in your behavior? So my response was, okay, I understand that my proposal does not meet her needs. And so it was just like, don't digest it. Go ahead and swallow it and expel it. Just go ahead, swallow, let it break down, and then expel it. But I'm going to help you out. And so my choice was, since the proposal doesn't meet your needs, I'll relinquish my position. How does that? I will release it.
Wow.
I choose to release it. I had a choice, right?
Absolutely.
I had a
choice.
choice.
Have that choice.
Is that a hard choice? Because how is that impacting me emotionally, physically, and financially? I had to think about those things and how I had to process it and realize that if a person doesn't recognize your self-worth, don't rely on them. You have to recognize your self-worth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you and I have talked about this. And I saw this coming, right? We talked about this. We saw this coming. because
Yes.
this isn't the first communication that you've had like that. You've had to make that choice. So this has been, it's been a process, and I think that what you've been doing is slowly, like you said, weaning yourself off the respirator. So when you made that choice today, it was a lot easier than if you had made that choice maybe a month or so ago.
Oh, for sure. Simply because
Uh-huh.
I wasn't in I don't believe my mindset was in an emotional state. I wasn't emotionally ready to make that decision because I was still decluttering, getting rid of some old behaviors, old mental, the mindset. I was in the process of changing my mindset. Now, had I did that, that would have been premature.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have found myself in another situation going through the same process because I did not allow this situation to come to fruition and to mature
Mm-hmm.
into its maturity state, right?
Right. There's some weird noise. It's like something is rubbing against something. I want. Are
And
you wearing some
no, we're
headphones
not
with
going to do
more?
this no more. No,
Oh, yeah, it's a weird noise. Are you hearing it or no?
I don't hear
No?
it. Why does it happen
Oh,
with us?
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what I did the last time. Remember, I put earbuds in my ears?
Yes,
Okay, let me grab that.
yes. I think that's what it was.
I don't know why it does that. Okay, let's try this.
Okay, let's see.
Mm, okay. Okay, how's this?
So far, I don't hear that sound.
Uh-oh.
What was that? That
Can
was
you say
another weird
something?
noise. I'm saying something. Can you hear me? No?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you
Can you
say
hear me?
something. Yeah, your
I am.
volume is low. Your volume is low.
Oh boy.
Okay, there. That sounds better. Did you do something?
That's better. I
Oh, it's
just
going in.
moved.
Okay.
Is that better?
Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with
Oh,
that. Okay. Yeah, I think we can deal with that. Sister Lillian says that's better. That's better. Yeah.
that's
Let Yeah. So when were you able to watch the decluttering show from 2 weeks ago?
I no, I didn't have a chance.
Okay. In that show, we talked about when we're decluttering our physical space. One of the suggestion was to have maybe four different boxes, and one box is the stuff that you plan to keep, one that you plan to maybe give away, one that's trash, and one that you will sell. Donate, keep, sell, and trash. And with our emotional and mental decluttering, I think we only have two boxes. Because I'm not selling my information. the junk that I want to get rid of, right? And I'm not giving away the junk that I want to get rid of. Either I'm going to throw it away or I'm going to use it. Those are my two options. So when it comes to the emotional and mental decluttering or detoxifying, our options are a little bit more limited. And so we have these two choices. We don't have four choices. We don't think, oh yeah, I want to give this mental junk to a friend. Let me just go ahead and here's my mental junk. You can have that, like we do with the stuff, the physical stuff. It may not be useful for us, but it may be useful for somebody else. But when we're decluttering mentally and emotionally, we don't just get to dump things on people. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. And they do. They show up and they have a lot of mental and emotional stuff, and they vomit it on you, and then they walk away. And then you're trying to figure out, well, what do I do with this now? And I think it's different. Actually, I know it's different than when they show up and they say, this is what's going on with me. And they give you that information, but what they want from you is help. What they want from you is advice. Now, that's an even exchange, right? You come to me, you tell me what's going on, and I can now give you some advice. But when you show up and you just vomit the junk, and then you don't want any advice, all you want is to empty yourself, and you feel better, and you walk away feeling empty, and now I'm left with stuff. And so that's what a lot of times we have to be very careful when we are getting rid of our emotional or mental junk, that we're just not vomiting it up on someone and then saying, okay, I gotta go, I feel so much better now, but not getting anything in return. Because that person that you're giving it to, they also want to participate in you getting better. They want, at least I would hope so, that they want to participate in you feeling better. But if you're not giving them that opportunity to be of some assistance, and sometimes you say, oh, I just need a listening ear. And I think definitely letting that be known in the beginning, saying, I just want someone that is going to listen and prepare them for that, prepare them to just listen and not give the advice. But a lot of, at least for myself, the way that I'm wired to be solution oriented. So when someone comes to me with a problem, a situation, I automatically go in solution mode. And that's what I want to do. I want to help you find the way to solve it. And I think that comes from my background being a medical provider, right? And also working in mental health. I never have my patients just come in and say, I have a pain here. And I say, okay, well, it's good to know you have a pain. I'll talk to you next week. Right? First thing that I want to do is I need to find out, where's this pain at? What caused the pain? Can you tell me a little bit about the characteristic of the pain? Is there anything that makes it worse? Is there anything that makes it better? And then once I accumulate all this information, then I can now say, okay, this is what's going on here. And this is how I can help you to fix this problem. So that's how I'm wired. There are people that are wired differently, but what do you think? How are you wired, as far as helping others or being that person that someone comes to with their mental and emotional stuff?
Well, I'm more of that type of person that, can you hear me good?
I can. Much better.
Oh, okay.
Much better.
Perfect. Yeah, I am more of a hands-on person. So as far as support, like I guide and I walk with you through it,
Mhm.
through the process. And so in doing so, when the person comes to me and they're in this emotional state of not being clear, uncertain of how
Mhm.
to handle their situation, then I jump in. I jump in. I'm like, I'm on the field with you. And I'm gonna walk with you through this. So that's the type of
Mhm.
person that I am. So I'm a hands-on person.
Mhm.
And so when we're talking about clearing the clutter, it's helping that person get to the state of mind and helping them understand, hey, do you know that with every negative, there's a positive? And do you know that we can reverse engineer this thing by cleaning up your external world or what is externally going on around you? And so there I'm engaging with them mentally, and I'm actually the process walking them through the process, but I'm there with them and we're having, this exchange conversation. So I would say we're all, we're pretty much similar. With every problem there's a
Mhm.
solution, helping people overcome uh
Um,
situations or obstacles.
so have I have a couple of articles here, and I want to see what you think about. There's one here. Let's see. It's called the Simplicity. It's from the simplicityhabit.com. Why
Mhm.
emotional clutter is difficult and how to let it go. So let's see what others are doing out there, what they're recommending for this one is emotional clutter. Pull it up on here. Why emotional clutter is difficult, how to let it go. Did I pull the right one up? Yeah. No, I think this, yes, yes, there we go. So this one says, I have 4 articles. I want to make sure that I have the right one here. This one, yes, 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 yes. Okay, it looks different on my tablet. So this is by. Seth, can you read that? I'm a distance from
Let me see.
yeah. Let me see here.
Why emotional clutter is difficult and how to let go.
Let it go. Uh huh. So let's see.
Okay.
I've got it here on my iPad. So I'm going
Do
to
you
go
want me
ahead.
to read it for you?
If you don't mind, yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I would need for you to scroll down. Actually, you know what? Here, let me do this. Let me do this. Stay right there. Which
Mm-hmm.
one is it?
Why emotional clutter is difficult and how to let it go. You know what? Like I said, I have
Okay.
it on my iPad here, so it'll be easier for me to, because I'm going to be scrolling for you, right?
Oh, I have it.
Am I
I
going
can
to be
read it.
scrolling for you? Okay.
Yeah, I have it on my end. You sent it to me in the
Okay.
email.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to read it? Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
here we go. Emotional clutter isn't something that's talked about much. It's easier to focus on the physical items in our homes that we can see. However, the feelings we hold on to impact every area of our lives. So it's important to talk about emotional clutter. Emotional clutter can be complex. Every person has unique life experiences. It takes being self aware to recognize our thoughts and feelings so that we can begin to work through them. Many of these emotions also express themselves as physical clutter in your home. If you want to change your perspective and improve your life, make a decision to let go of emotional clutter. Let's see. That was it.
And then there are the 8 types, it says here, of emotional clutter. Do you
Where's
see
that
that?
at?
I can, yeah, I
Oh,
can
there
read
we
from
go.
here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Eight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. 8 types of emotional
Mm-hmm.
clutter. It's not bad to feel negative emotions. Oops, I'm sorry. It's not bad to feel negative emotions. They are part of life. Why shouldn't, we shouldn't deny or ignore them, but we don't want to get stuck constantly dwelling on them either. Here are the most common types of emotional clutter we carry: fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety can feel paralyzing. We don't like feeling uncomfortable, so it's common not to push boundaries or step outside of our comfort zone. Often, the best thing in life are on the other side of your fears. I'm going to plug in there. Behind fear is courage. When we don't allow
Mm-hmm.
ourselves to, yes, when we don't allow ourselves to work through our fears and push past them, we get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Constipation. When I started this blog, when I started this blog, I knew I was going to be shoved outside my comfort zone. And I was right. I learned to accept being uncomfortable. I even embrace it. That doesn't mean I enjoy it, but I know it's the only way I can grow. So your goals should be important enough to you that they push you to work through some fears. You have to want whatever it is so much that you're willing to be uncomfortable. Maybe your goal is to have a better relationship. Being honest and transparent can be scary, but the ways you'll grow are worth it. You want me to continue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless,
When
unless you wanted to expound on any of that.
okay. Let me see. Oh, no, I didn't have any, not yet. I want to finish reading. Sometimes fear and anxiety show. Is that, did I read that out where? No. Okay. Sometimes fear and anxiety show up as physical clutter. Fear is one of the reasons you hang on to clutter. You may worry about wanting the item later, or what if you regret getting rid of it? You have to want all the positive outcomes of having clutter-free home more than your fear of letting go. I'm going to repeat that. You may worry about wanting the item later, or what if you regret getting rid of it? You have to want all the positive outcomes of having a clutter free home more than your fear of letting go. And so, in what I just kind of, the word that came to mind was becoming more decisive versus indecisive. Because if you're indecisive, you're constantly going back and forth. Should I hold on to this? Should I let go of it? If I let go of it,
Right.
then what if I'm gonna need it later? So that's a big aha eye opener for me. So fear is
Mhm.
one of the reasons you hang on to clutter. So be more decisive and be more confident in your decision
Mm.
making. Guilt and shame.
Mm.
Letting go of the past is hard. Remembering mistakes we made can cause us to feel guilty or carry shame. Neither of these emotions are helpful. They bring us down to make us feel unworthy. Guilt and shame. Letting go of the past is hard. Sis, can you yeah, this needs to be broken down into little bite-sized pieces. So when
Well,
you talk
some of
about
these
yeah,
we talk about in the physical clutter. When we talk
okay.
about we talk about the sentimental, the items that are really difficult to let go of, or those
Mhm.
items that are sentimental. Usually,
Yeah,
when it's easy to get rid of stuff that have a negative attached to it. I talked about, okay, you run across this picture of someone that, maybe you all were great friends, or maybe this was a partner at some point, and now that relationship has gone sour. It's easy to just tear off that picture and throw it in the trash.
right.
But when we're talking about things that are considered of sentimental value, that are just taking up all this space in your house. These are the things that are really difficult to let go. Those that are attached to those good times, those feel good feelings, right? So
Mhm.
that's some of the things that we were talking about.
Okay.
Physical clutter.
The physical but here when you're talking about guilt and
Mm-hmm.
shame, and many
Mm-hmm.
of us have done things in our past that often
Mm-hmm.
represents itself. It represents itself over and over again. And for some reason, it's hard to move beyond that guilt and
Yes.
shame. And then it just kind of keeps regurgitating itself. It comes up and then you swallow it again. It comes up and we're constantly in this regurgitation mode versus being able to, and this is something I had to do when I went to, it was called Landmark. And I really liked the exercise was, we had to do this exercise where you identified name one thing in your past that happened that left you feeling guilty, ashamed, lonely, hurt. So identify that one thing that happened in your life and then ask yourself, who was there? How old was I? Where did it happen? And what day did it happen? I mean, it was just creating a timeline, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
being able to identify who was there, what happened, how old were you, what was the exact location or date and time, and how did it leave you feeling? Feelings are fleeting, right?
Mm-hmm. Con.
Feelings are fleeting. But if we don't know that feelings are going to come and go, what
Oh.
we do is we begin to build our lives based off of something that happened. It happened
Mhm.
and then it passed.
Right.
But what
Right.
we
And that's
do,
where forgiveness comes in. That.
exactly. That's where the forgiveness comes in and really being able to apply. And it's for both parties, the
Mm-hmm.
victim and the person who actually was the initiator, where that
Con.
forgiveness has to come into place and saying, do I want to hold, this grudge against this person because of what happened? Because guess what? I'm 60 years old, but something happened to me when I was 15 years old. But if I keep going back to that 15-year-old mindset, I'm going to keep acting out as a child as if that thing happened to me now. But I was 15 at that time. I'm not 15 no
Right.
more. I've learned from that. And so learning
Mm-hmm.
how to let go of that mindset, letting go of that experience, but actually taking the time out to just kind of explore that situation, look at that situation, and asking myself, how did I grow from that? Not how did it leave
No,
me feeling? How did I grow from that? And being able to recognize my strength.
I was watching one of Candace, um, one of her podcasts last week, and it was so enlightening because she talked about a situation that happened to her in, I think it was
Mm-hmm.
in high school, and she went in depth about the situation where she received a phone call, and these three young men on the phone, they said some horrible racist things to her, right? And it was devastating, of course. It was devastating. She went to school the next day and she talked to, I think it was her teacher. And the teacher, she confided in the teacher what happened. And he said, oh no, this is a hate crime. And so, needless to say, it ended up where all of this stuff ended up in the news. It was in the newspaper. Um, Now she is a victim. She's looked at as a victim. And these three boys were now, the perpetrators. And she's now looking at the way it was handled at that time because they were all young people. They were children, real, still in high school. And she said she had one label put on her, and they had another label put on them. And the
Exactly.
adults who were in charge of this situation, the way that they handled it, she ended up with an eating disorder because it was so
Mm,
devastating. She ended up with an eating disorder. They ended up with the label of, being racist. And she said, looking back, she actually had to take control of her life and realize I'm not to continue to be a victim.
mm,
But once that label was put on her, it was such a vicious, it was a cycle that vicious cycle, hard to come out of. And she had to do some work to no longer be considered, at least even to herself, as a victim. And I think that's why she is the person that she is today, right? And she
mm.
mentions that it caused her to become this different person because she never wanted to be a quote unquote again. She said, but these boys, it also changed their life. Nobody looked at the way that their lives changed also because of the stupid thing that they did. Were these
Mm.
boys really racist? Or were they just boys that had just, she said the phones were, these things were new, these apps were new, they were trying out, bullies, they may have been, but she said, I really don't think that they were racist. And so now they have this label that was placed on them. She had this label. And so when you're talking about that, going back to these traumatic experiences, fortunate for her, like she said, she had a grandfather, she had parents that helped her through this. A lot of people don't have that. And so when you go through a traumatic experience as a child, if it is not handled appropriately at that time, that's where we see later on in life repeating that same pattern. Not knowing how to forgive yourself, because a lot of people that are victims, quote unquote, tend to also not forgive themselves because they feel as though they should have been able to prevent this thing from happening to them. And dealing, having been in psychiatry for a while, a lot of my patients came from very traumatic experiences. And they had a very hard time not only forgiving the perpetrator, but also forgiving themselves, even though they were children, because they felt that I must have done something to cause this person to do this to me. And so here you have someone that is finally reaching out for help, maybe in their 30s, 40s, and even older, and having to go back to that place where they were 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever age that occurred. It's a tough, it's a long road. It's not something that easily fixed. It really isn't. And so, although we are dealing with the emotional and mental clutter, I thank the Most High that there are also others out there, like the elders and so on, that help us with the spiritual clutter. Because we cannot separate those three. We cannot separate those three because so many people have a lot of spiritual clutter as well. And it's important to know that if you are dealing with mental and emotional clutter, more than likely, yes, I would say 100% of the time, you're dealing with some spiritual clutter. You need to get help, not just through mental and emotional counseling, but also finding that help from the spiritual standpoint. It's important.
Right. And everything is developed by around your mindset, like you were saying, about the backgrounds. There's one in the coaching, when I went, one of the coaching tools that we use is called the map. And what the map is a visual, it's a visual concept that helps the person understand that everyone sees the world differently. You follow me?
I'm following
And
you.
so each one of us have our own map. Each one of us have our own map of the world. So depending on our upbringing, our attitudes, our beliefs, prejudices, and just at our individual perception, everything we see and hear is adjusted to fit our map of the world. Right? And so, like you were saying, is these two labels that were put on these kids, as teenagers. These were labels. Then they begin to be treated as that label versus the person of who they were. And then each individual person that encountered the victim and the perpetrator, they have their own world and their own perception of how this situation went, took place. And so we're all dealing with that again. Like you said, it does take leadership, it does take counseling, because everybody that was impacted by that situation has their own individual perception and how they perceived what happened, how old these children were. They were children. And like you said, were they prejudiced? You can't say who am I to say that they were prejudiced, or were they acting out of the way that they were raised, their environment? And so when you're talking about clearing that type of mindset, and understanding, I think it's important that we understand that this is my world, just like what I read to you earlier. about a conversation that took place. I had my world. The office manager, she has her world in how she perceives things. The owner, she has her own world in how she perceives things. Now, based on all of these different perceptions, how am I personally going to um, move on and let go of what is? It just is what it is. I have to make a decision. And sis, I think that's the bottom line is we have to make a decision. Am I going to hold on or am I going to let go? That is the final decision. And then when you do go into saying, I want to let go. So if you're saying, I want to let go, it means you're still holding on. And the question is, why am I not letting go? That gets so deep.
It really is deep. And go ahead.
No, I was saying because when you start asking the why, now you are actually, it's like this huge sower, right? That's been a band-aid has just been put over it. It's okay, girl, you'll get over it. You'll be fine, but you never dealt with the emotional side of it. You never let it go. So a band-aid was put over it. Validation, affirmations. Oh, you're good. You're a strong Black woman, or you're a strong woman. Band-aid. You keep putting this band-aid over. Well, all along,
That's another label, though. That's
it is
another label. The strong Black,
a strong Black woman. You're a
the
strong
strong
Black woman.
woman.
Yes.
Another label
And
that you now have to live up to.
and all along, you have this up underneath this band-aid because in order for a wound to heal, it needs air, it needs to
Yeah.
breathe. But if you are constantly just putting the cover over, this thing is festering and it's getting smelly and it's
Mm-hmm.
decaying. Your life is just
Mm-hmm.
decaying. Your self-worth is just like, why bother? And so when you say, why is it so hard to let go? Now that means the why is like, let's pull back this band-aid and see why you're not letting go. And then you have to start dealing with each individual layers. And the only way that that's going to heal is through the word of God, hands down. You have to apply that.
Amen.
You know what I mean? But a person
Mm-hmm.
has to make that decision in saying, I want this.
Yeah.
And making the decision of saying, I'm going to have it. I believe it and I am going to receive it.
Understand. And it's
Mm,
like that proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, right? You're going
right.
around collecting stuff, and this trauma, you throw it on your back, you ignore it. You go down the street, you meet somebody else, something else happens, you get in an argument, or whatever, some kind of a negative interaction with someone. You never dealt with that. That's another weight on your back. And you're going through
Mm-hmm.
life, like I said, day after day, month after month, year after year, relationship after relationship. You're just accumulating all of this stuff. And then
Mm,
one day, one person says something to you, and you just break. And this person is
mm,
looking at you like, oh my gosh, all I said is blah, blah, blah. And I didn't think it was that bad, not realizing that what you just said was that straw that broke the camel's back.
Mm.
The weight was already there. And something that is as small as a straw, it wasn't just that straw that broke the back. It was the weight of that tiny straw on top of the weight that was already there. And a lot of us have been walking around with this weight, and all that is required now is a little straw before we break. And so now we have to realize that. You have to realize when you are walking with so much weight that all it will take is a straw to break you. Are you going to allow that to happen? Or are you going to start clearing off that junk?
Yeah.
Declutter that junk before you come across that straw. Because every day is a potential for a negative interaction. But at the end of the day, and once again, going back to, we're like you said, we're not here being preachy, but some of these things that are in that word, we can't help but talk about it, right? When we go into that word and we hear the wisdom that's in there, don't allow the sun to go down on your right before
Mhm.
the sun goes down. Clear all the junk, get rid of
Yeah,
all the clutter, and start fresh, a new day. Because when the sun goes down, that's a new day.
it is.
Why do you
And
want to
just
take? Why do you want to take all of this negative junk from the previous day into that new day? Oh, I'll deal with it
right.
tomorrow. But tomorrow has enough evils of its own. You're going to accumulate some more evils tomorrow. Why do you want to hold on to today's evil and drag it into tomorrow?
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes people don't, they've never been asked that question, why? Why is it
Mhm.
important for you to, carry that? I don't think people have been given that space, that space to even express that, or even for that kind of conversation to take place. So one of the things that I really, really, really enjoy, and I share with those who are still listening, is when we make statements like, when we're talking about letting go or clearing the clutter, emotional clutter, and it's like, oh, that person right there, oh, they just made me so angry, I cannot deal with them anymore, period. Is that true? Yes, it's true. I cannot deal with them anymore. Is it absolutely true that you cannot deal with this person anymore? Well, maybe not for now. Is it 100% absolutely true that you cannot deal with this person anymore? Because then that conversation brings you into reasoning, right, with the truth. Is it true that you can? Is it true that you cannot absolutely get past your past? Is it true that you absolutely cannot let go of your past? Is it true? And then you just have to ask yourself, well, what's holding me back? Me.
Right.
Bottom line is me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I've had patients, I would have these kind of conversations with my patients. And the bottom line is, I would hear, I just don't want to.
Right.
And then the other question is, but why? How is that serving you any good? What
Mm-hmm.
good is that doing for you? And they'll just sit there and they'll say, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people believe that this this falsehood about forgiveness. Many people
Yes.
believe that when you forgive someone, it means that you are validating what they did.
Mm.
And that what they did is okay. And that's what I will always tell my patients. Not the forgiveness does not mean that you are validating what they did. What they did will never be right.
Right.
No matter what you do, how you spin it, if they did what you said that they did, that will never be right. However, you forgiving them releases you from the power that that situation and that they have, because
That's
now
right.
that situation and that person now controls your every thought, your every emotion. You are not able to have good relationships because you are so tied to this negative relationship. So you have to be able
Mm.
to let go of that in order to gain this. But you can never gain this over here if you're still holding on to this. So you get to choose now. Are you going to hold on to this negative relationship that is serving you no good? Or
Right.
are you going to let it go and now be open to receive something better?
Mm. That actually falls in line with the article that we were reading, because it says obsessing over the past doesn't change anything. Instead, it ruins the present. So choose to let go of past mistakes and focus on making better decisions. Don't put your identity in what you did. You are capable of change. A different way guilt surfaces is by filling up
Let me
our schedules.
let me
We
find where
feel
you are at here.
okay,
Where are you?
it's still up under shame and guilt.
Okay,
And it says a different way guilt surfaces
there
is
we
by
go. Okay.
filling up our schedules. We feel guilty saying no. So instead, we overcommit and try to be everything to everyone. That often ends with burnout. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that part where it says when guilt turns into physical clutter,
Woo.
the way guilt becomes physical clutter is when we received gifts that we don't want.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Woo! Real Realize the intention was for the gift to benefit. Oh, realize the intention was for the gift to benefit your life. If it isn't, it is clutter and it's time to let go. People
Wow.
who love you don't want you holding on to gifts out of guilt. That's powerful.
And sis, do you know, I've seen this where people will give gifts not because they're thinking about the person that they're giving the gift to and saying, oh, you know what, such and such will really like this. I know her personality, I know what she needs, and I'm going to get this for her. They get it because they like it. Oh, I like
Yeah.
this, so now I'm going to give it, I'm going to get it for somebody else.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that the person that you're giving it to like it because you like it.
That is so true in so many ways.
And
and
she
and a
feels like, okay.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. Oh my goodness, how many and I've had that happen to me and you know what's really was so it really it can be sad, you know, if you're not careful. Lillian
Mhm.
said, I'm a culprit. I buy two just so I can give one away.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
But you know, it says a lot when you're talking about relationships and these gifts that people give, if it's not intended, and you'll know that because when you are in a healthy relationship and you get to know that person, I can actually just look at the aesthetics of your home and I can actually make I can make a judgmental decision of what you like, what kind of taste you have. Now, if I came and brought you a gift uh that does not even match the aesthetics of your home, I could imagine
Mm-hmm.
you going, "Oh, thanks, Sister Patricia." In the back of your mind, you're going, "I wonder who I could give this away to." But the relationship is saying, you know what? I value your relationship. I, I, I'm very mindful of the things that you like, that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of gifting that you want versus someone that was just like, "Oh, you know what? I seen this at a flea market, or I seen this at the store and it made me think of you." When really it was something that they really liked and they thought that maybe you would like it too.
Or because you're a mom. Oh, I bought you some pots and pans. Okay, I have pots and pans.
Yes. So, you know, um, I do need to jump off because I
Okay.
have a guest downstairs. But we definitely, when are you going to finish? Are you going to do another
Think that
series
we,
on this?
because I like this. So
Mhm.
I think that we can probably do a part three.
Uh yes. Because this is really good conversation.
It
Um
really is.
yeah, it's very good conversation, and I glean off of you, you glean off of me, we glean off of
Mm-hmm.
each other, those that are in the group chat, and it's really pushing us into not pushing us into our purpose because we're already operating, but it actually is like iron sharpens iron, right? So the more we massage each other with this kind of information, then the more knowledge you have. And it's like you begin to have this toolbox that you had mentioned in one of your other sessions or discussions when you were talking about having these tools. And now you have the
Mm-hmm.
tools to climb, this ladder. Whereas before you have a ladder with no, steps. How are you
No
going to make it
steps,
to the
right?
top?
You're
Yeah.
not.
And so I think
Yeah.
this is good. Can I share this before I jump off and
Sure. Sure.
uh this is
Absolutely.
okay, this is a statement. It says, "We each started assembling our map," meaning our worldview, "at birth. And over the years, we have added to it. Everything that has ever happened to us, everything we've ever decided to be true, and every belief we've ever formed is somewhere on our internal map of reality.
Hmm.
Our, our maps contain our beliefs about ourselves, about our capabilities, about our deservingness, and how we fit in the world. They contain our attitudes, our perspectives, our expectations, and our general orientation towards life. And like the highways and the byways of a road map, everything that is on our map is somehow connected to everything else." So, so the meaning someone makes about what happened is more meaningful than the content of what happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
not about what happened to you. although this can be useful, it's really about what meaning it's really about what meaning you make about what happened to you. It's really about what meaning you makes make about what happened to you. So to me, sis, that taps into our powerful why. It taps into why are you and I having this conversation? What part of my roadmap got me here to this platform where you and I are having this discussion? If I would have had the mindset of saying, I just don't want to, that's selfish of, you know what I mean? That's selfish of me
Mm-hmm.
because there's someone, what I experienced, what I went through, and what, my map, my belief system. If I were to, the belief system that I developed and I created and deemed to be true, my personal belief system, I would still be stuck in the past. You and I would never have met. But it
Correct.
wasn't until the truth, until the truth was revealed to me, I was now able to change that. Even though I have my own map, I was able to change the path with my thoughts of getting rid of the past, things that didn't serve me, decluttering, letting go of things that were so easily besetting me, right? Those things, but I had to understand that and realize that I don't want this burden anymore. I don't want to carry this weight anymore. And so when you start doing that, you just start letting it go.
There they go. That being said, sis, I'm going to say this before you go. I will tell people all the time that one thing that I don't live with is regrets. I
Mm-hmm.
don't live with regrets. Why?
Beautiful.
Because when I look back on my, people ask, well, if there was something that you could change, what would you change? And I said, nothing. Because I love where I am today. If I could go back and change something that seemed so minuscule or go down a different road, it doesn't necessarily mean that going down that different road or marrying this other person would have been better. The only thing that it would have guaranteed is that it would have been different. There's no guarantee that if I could go back and make a different choice, that that choice would lead me on a better outcome.
Right.
So why live with regret when where you are at today, you're still alive, you still
Mm-hmm.
have breath, rather than looking back on those experiences and saying, I learned from those experiences. Will I repeat that again? No. But going back and trying to change that and make it into something else, well, that can never happen. But even if you have the chance to do that,
Right.
doesn't mean that it would be better. You may have taken a different route. Different route may have led you to death, and you may not be here today. So why would
Mm-hmm.
you want to chance that? So my advice is don't live with regrets. There's
No.
nothing that you can do to change the past. And even if you could, the only thing that's guaranteed is that it would have been different. You're not guaranteed it would have
Con. Con.
been. With
Have you
that
ever
being
read a
said,
book called
uh-huh, go ahead.
have you ever read a book called Hind's Feet in High Places?
I think you mentioned that book to me.
I
I
think
haven't read it,
almost.
but I think that you mentioned it to me a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, you did.
It's the yeah. It's a very good book
The book
for
that
this
you
type of
uh,
discussion.
yes, is that the book that you were recommending that we probably read together? Is that the one that
Yes,
you mentioned?
that is the one.
Is, is,
Yes.
is it an audio book as well?
Yes, they do have it on Audible.
Yes, that's the one you told me about. I haven't had a
Yes,
chance to check into it yet.
beautiful. Well, my
But
group
I
is
tell
gonna.
you what,
Uh-huh.
next when you come on next time, let's talk. Remember to have us talk about that book, and we'll
I
recommend it.
will.
Maybe we
Okay.
can do a book reading and a book discussion about it.
Okay. That sounds good. I think someone asked hind feet on high places. Oh, my, you talk about a book that please come back soon. Yes, we are. We need to put a start date. I need to go back and purchase the hard copy because I like highlighting. But let's do that,
Mhm.
sis. Let's make
Let's do
that
that.
happen.
We'll make that happen. Most high willing. Wow, it
Yes.
was so good to have you back. I love this. So yes, I'll get with you and we can find out what your calendar looks like to do a part 3 on this
Okay.
topic. This is such an important topic. It's so timely. So timely.
It is. It definitely is. I agree. All right. I love you, sis.
Love you too, sis. Water
And
again. Have a blessed night
you
and
as well.
shalom. The water.
Shalom.
Shalom. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Isn't she just incredible? Isn't she just incredible? I love it when Sister Patricia comes. We have such amazing conversation, such great conversation. Let's see what you all were saying in the chat here. Let's see what you all are saying in the chat. Phone is on, battery is low. Please come back soon. Forgiving someone, and I've seen this occur with others. Sister Lillian has been said verbally, but you can see the relationship between the two is different, even though the one person said they're forgiving the other. Yes, that happens a lot. Forgiveness is not just about talking it, it's about living it. Mr. Paula, you're here. Shalawam. I'm enjoying your guests, my two beautiful sisters. Sorry I came in late. No worries. Let's see what else. Conversation is really needed. This is a good point, Patricia. What? Yes. Yes, Sister Lillian, yes, she is a life coach. Yes, she is. Yes, she is a life coach. Wow. Sister Madakwa, good to see you. So, sisters, wow, I am going to have, like I said, a part 3. We're going to shelf this and have part 3 to decluttering your life because I really enjoy the back and forth that Sister Patricia and I have to be, you know, working with each other, like she said, iron sharpens iron. I really enjoy the conversations that we have. And I think you all gain a lot from the dialogue as well. So yes, I'm going to end this session tonight, but we are going to pick this up on a part 3. I'll get with her and see what her schedule looks like. And Yes, yes, yes. We are going to have a part 3. Hopefully next week. I'll check with her and see if she's available for next Sunday. If not next Sunday, then, we have a lot coming up with the Feast of Tabernacles and so on and so forth. So I'll check her schedule and her calendar, and I will get back with you all. If she is unavailable next Sunday, then next week's show, I'm considering having a show next week on camping preparation. Camping preparation for sisters, because we have tabernacles coming up. So I think this is a really important topic to jump into as well. What do you all think? What do you think about camping preparation for next week? Give me a thumbs up, or if Sister Patricia is available next week, do you want us to do a part 3 next week? Would you prefer camping preparation or part 3 next week? This is where I need your input. Give me your input. If Sister Patricia is able to make it back next week, do you want to do a part 3 next week, or do you want to do camping preparation? Talk to me. Sister Yapa says camping preparation. Sister Lillian says part 3. So we have a tie here. Come on, sisters. Give me your feedback. Let's see what we have. Good morning, Sister Paula. So I have camping prep, 1 vote. Part 3, 1 vote. Come on, sisters. Give me some feedback. So next week, next Sunday, either it's going to be part 3, if Sister Patricia is available, or camping preparation. Talk to me. What do you want? What would you like? Give me some feedback. And that being said, like I've been mentioning, starting to plan for next year's annual Shebrew Royalty Summer Tea Party. I'm starting to plan for that. After Tabernacles, I'm going to go full force into the preparation for next year's 3rd annual Shebrew Royalty Tea Party, which will be in San Antonio, Texas. Okay, Sister Madakwat says camping prep and part 3 after Tabernacles. Okay. Sister Lillian says only because we have camping prep amongst the body, but we can do camping prep and have Patricia come back after Tabernacles. That sounds good. Because the camping prep that we're doing it's going to be more on the lines of the sisters, because I know there are a lot of sisters that haven't camped, and there's a lot of, we're unique when it comes to the outdoorsy kind of thing. For the brothers, it's easy for them, but for us sisters, we have to overcome a lot of things when it comes to being in the outdoors, being around, creepy crawlies and critters and stuff like that, hygiene. There's just so many things that we have that's unique for the sisters that the brothers don't have to deal with. So usually when we have the prep as a body, it's a general overview. But I really would like for us to do a camping prep for sisters. So let's see what else we have here. We have Sister Jean says part 3. So let's see, how many votes do I have? How many votes do I have? Sister Lillian says part 3. Mm-mm-mm. Is it a tie? It looks like we may have a tie. Jean says part 3. 3, part 3. And then we have camping prep for Paula. Camping prep. All right, so next week is camping prep. Next week is camping preparation. And then, yes, after Tabernacles, then the goal will be to have Sister Patricia back. All right, that sounds great. That sounds great. See, we are decisive. We are decisive. We were able to make that decision and move on. All praises to the Most High. Well, sisters, I hope that you all found this information useful. I know, oh my gosh, I really enjoyed this show tonight. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you did as well. If you did, please do me a favor. Share this video with your sister friends and your relatives, anyone that you know that would be interested in the content that we had tonight. Let's grow this channel so that this information can reach Hebrews throughout the 4 corners of the earth, and even those who are not Hebrews, but are willing to be a part of our community. So remember, sisters, Sister Lillian says one of the best. All praises, There's the water. Let's see. I am getting some feedback here. Khan says, hit the like button. Khan. Sister Johnny said she enjoyed the show. The water says, the water. Yes, hit that like button. And when, after the show is over, please start sharing. Share. Let us grow so much valuable information that we are receiving on these shows. So let us grow this channel. Okay? We remember, sisters, we are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. We are not the source. We are just the vessel that the source uses to shine his light through us. So please be that vessel. Let that light shine so that they can be led to the source of our light, YASHAYA. So I love you all so very much, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule every Sunday to have tea or sorrow and conversation with me. The water. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. I love you all so much. Know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. I'm praying for Israel, right? So until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in good health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. That's some of the stuff we're talking about tonight. Cleansing from the inside out. All right? So I am your hostess, Paula Yakaka, a voice of reasoning and justice. Have a blessed night, a blessed week, and if it's the Most High's will, I will see you next Sunday. Same tea time, same tea channel. All right? Shalawam, sisters. Shalawam. Good night. Ahaba.